Hey guys, Scott Butler from Edge Specialist Advice Network. I hope you're well. Hey, today I'm coming to you from the Hilton Sky Bar in Pattaya, Chonburi. It is a place we like to frequent occasionally at different times of the year. Always a great spot. If you are in Chonburi, Pattaya in Thailand, you've got to come and have a couple of drinks. Between 4 and 7, 2 for 1 cocktails. Kids are here, get some French fries, amazing time, amazing views, right? What I actually want to talk to you today, guys, is about a client of mine who I've spoken to recently. Has had, look, it's an unfortunate story. It's a story of hardship, but it's also a story that we're proud of because there was an incident where she's been ill, and luckily years ago we had some insurance. So now, like, this is about insurance, and like some of you might just click off now. I get it. I hate insurance in the fact I hate paying for it. I love insurance for the fact that it gives me some sort of protection. So let's talk about this, right? It's a client of mine that I've had for a long time, and she's given me permission to talk about this. I'm just obviously going to withhold her name. Clients of mine have been working with me a long time. We've gone through and built property portfolio. They've moved around the country, you know, creating wealth, and we've always made sure that there was really substantial insurances in place. Now these weren't, I mean, none of them are free. Insurances just aren't. They cost money, but as opposed to self-insuring, it's you can't put a price to. Self-insuring is impossible to get that money, right? If you're going to self-insure. So what we've got here is, I spoke to her the other day and she said, hey, look, Scott, I'm still on claim. And I'd sort of lost track of her for about 6 months because she sort of went, you know, a little bit quiet, as people do. They've got their own things going on and we're so busy at the moment. And so I wanted to revisit her story. So the story is that she's a midwife and she's in Tasmania, working at the Tasmanian hospital. And a cluster of midwives caught COVID, all right? Now, she has had long COVID and been on income protection claim for more than 2 years, and there isn't really any kind of indication about when she might be able to come back to her work as a midwife. And so it's really interesting to hear them and they can't really kind of determine what it is. There's a few things I want to touch on here. Is one, that she had insurance, of course, because we never know what's going to happen. And she said to me, she said, Scott, thank you. And I was sort of, you know, we don't do this for the thanks, but it is nice to have the thanks. And she said, look, having this income protection has allowed us to continue to have a tutor for our dyslexic son. It's helped us with all our medical bills. Don't think the government or your health fund is always going to cover all of your medical bills for some sort of unknown syndrome that isn't on the PBS yet or whatever. And it's allowed us to have a standard life that we normally would have had. So without being able to go back to work. Now, it's interesting because there's a cluster of these midwives, and I think it's a cluster of nurses, and I guess that comes with the profession of being around viruses and things, where she said, look, she's joined a group. She's joined the long COVID group. It's a support group, and I think there should be more of that. And she's saying, hey, there's people in this long COVID group who don't have any income protection. They're basically on a Centrelink kind of disability style thing, and they're under all sorts of financial pressure, all sorts of financial pressure. They've got no support at all, right? Because it's just you can't go to work, and the government says, well, you're either on you know, job seeker or you're on disability claim, pretty much, and the money's about the same. Nothing like an income protection monthly benefit would be, which is generally about 75% of your wages. Okay, so chalk and cheese, right? And she said, and you could hear it in her voice. She's like, these other people are suffering so much. Now, this isn't me banging on saying that the taxpayer and the government should fulfill everyone's wage. Counter to that, I think everyone should have responsibility for themselves, and everyone should have income protection insurance. There's no real reason why people should not have a fully fledged income protection policy paid for out of their superannuation fund. You know, I get it, it's hard out of the day-to-day monies, out of a day-to-day wallet, but out of your superannuation fund, there is no excuse not to have any, right? It's just like, obviously, I'll get to it. Oh, God damn it, I'm sick, okay? So, look, it was just nice of her to acknowledge that this thing that we set up a long time ago actually really saved their family and stopped a bad situation being absolutely worse financially, right? Look, letting you know, when you're on income protection claim, we've still got lenders who will lend you money as if it's your job income. So there's a few criteria, and there's not every lender, but we can still get deals done. So we're going to do some deals for her, some more property deals. So they're still doing stuff, which is really good, right? So their life hasn't stopped. Thank God we had all this income protection in place and everything else, and some trauma and things, right? What's interesting also is, and just as an aside, is long COVID is now being tagged as post-viral fatigue syndrome. I don't know why. The government's decided that long COVID doesn't need to have its own tag. It can just go into post-viral fatigue syndrome, like all the other post-viral fatigue syndromes that you can get, which can kind of be neurological and can mean you can never get back to work or is a long road back to work. So not sure what the government's doing with that or why they're doing that. I think the government would like to pretend COVID never happened, but it did, and we should not let them forget that it happened, and there's been a lot of errors made as well. So anyway, guys, look, I'm not usually one to bang on about insurance. I feel very strongly about insurance, and I'm always reminded when we have these situations where clients come to us and they say, Scott, thank you, because our life would have been in absolute disarray had we not had that safety net, that cushion supporting us. So guys, if you've been putting it off, if you've been putting off getting this thing, you called your insurance as either reviewed or you damn well know you haven't got anything sorted, come and see me, or see somebody, it doesn't have to be me, but see someone, because this is just irresponsible not to take self-ownership of this. You can't rely on the government, and it's been proven the government isn't gonna make you whole. The government's gonna give you a little bit of money so you don't starve to death. That's about it, right? Anyway guys, look, that's enough from me. I just thought this was time to bang it out there once again. Right, life is a family sport. Give yours an edge. See ya.